This is 7 cards that need nerfs in Marvel Snap. So guys, what cards do you think are going to show up in here? 7 cards that need nerfs in Marvel Snap. If this is a good article, if they know how the game is played, the card should be Aero, of course, Iceman, Cosmo. In my opinion, Sunspot is really strong. Thanos with his 11 points, probably. Shuri, of course, Shuri, brother. Of course, Shuri. A Scorpion, probably too. So we have a Scorpion, Aero, Shuri, Cosmo, Shang-Chi, Thanos. We have a lot of cards, right? That come to the top of our heads about cards that need nerf. Iceman. Killmonger, is true that he could also use a nerf. Well, let's see what this person says here in this article. Some cards in Marvel Snap may release in an overpowered state. Their unbalanced effects could be felt after being tested by players, and these cards could stay in the meta for a long time. Most of the time, they can make an unhealthy balance of deck and strategy distribution, giving players the urge to build the same deck to win consistently. A handful of cards in the game could use a bit of tweaking. Here are the 7 cards that need nerfs in Marvel Snap. The 7 stronger cards that need nerfs in Marvel Snap, and he says Deadpool. Brother! Who the fuck wrote this shit? Deadpool sucks, brother! What are you saying in here? Are you playing the same game as me, brother? And don't tell me that this is too old, because this was the 18th of February, so this was less than 10 days ago. This was a week ago, brother. This was just a week ago. So there is no excuse of this being old. This person thinks that Deadpool needs a nerf. Brother, this was written by ChatGPT, brother. Deadpool sucks, brother. Deadpool isn't a problem at all. And they say, Deadpool is one of the most used cards in Marvel Snap thanks to its ability. When this is destroyed, return it to your hand with double the power. Deadpool is a staple card in decks that focus on destruction mechanic. No, he isn't, brother. In fact, he's cut out of a lot of destroyed decks because he sucks. He's fun, he's really fun, and he's a cool card that we like to play because it is cool, but he isn't powerful enough, brother. Such as the Nova Carnage and Death Engines, because of its potential to become a massive power source in the late game. Its stat line lists Deadpool as a 1-cost 1-power card, making it cheap and spammable by destroying it while gaining a power boost. A nerf can make its effect more balanced, and making it cost 2 energy would be reasonable given the strength of your ability. No! Giving it 2 energy would kill even more the card, brother. Don't do this, second dinner. Don't listen to this person, brother. What do you mean? Deadpool is among the strongest Marvel heroes, bro. After seeing that first card, I would have closed out the article. Brother, that is the thing. We are here to laugh at this bullshit, because this is fucking funny. This person thinks that Onslaught needs a nerf, brother. Onslaught was buffed, motherfucker. Onslaught was a 6-6, and they buffed him to 6-7 because he needed something, you know. Still loving though, because he's my favorite character ever. Oh yes, Deadpool is cool, bro. Deadpool is cool. So they think that Onslaught needs a nerf, brother. By the way, Onslaught is a big bad in the Marvel Universe, brother. Let's get Onslaught to the Series 5, you know. Fuck that shit. So, Onslaught is a constant presence in decks that focus on activating ongoing effects for massive power boosts. The ability of this 6-cost 7-power card reads ongoing double your other ongoing effects at this location. Bringing it out can instantly change the outcome of the game, especially with its ability to create massive power point totals in a single location. And you are saying what is the weakness of the card, dude? That it just provides too much power in just one lane, and you need to give power to other lanes, and that is one of the weaknesses. The other weakness is that he requires a lot of setup and correct draws. Combining Onslaught with Iron Man is really dangerous for the opponent, and you are wasting your 5th and your 6th turn into a single lane, which isn't good. This combo can even produce a triple digit power total or more. Nerfing its power to 6 or even 5 will make it more balanced. No, brother, he was 6 and they had to bump it up to 7. This dude maybe is probably just playing pull 1 and pull 2 and he thinks these cards are just too good. Probably. Surely there will be at least one card here that needs nerf. Surely, brother, for sure. That finish should be Series 5. In that big bad stuff, but please don't do this with every big card, brother. The person who made this article is in gold getting smoked by Exodia decks. Yes, in that case, yes, Bloodmark, but then you would have to ramp or to extend the game with Magic to be able to play 2 6-cost cards, you know. The Infinite, brother, the Infinite is really cool. I like the Infinite. He's good, but he doesn't need a nerf, brother. Nobody thinks that the Infinite needs a fucking nerf, brother. The Infinite's ability reads as, if you play that card last turn, you can play this. This could be a big setback, but in reality, there are a lot of ways in Marvel Snap to avoid its effect. This makes the Infinite an absolute monster on the field without the need of thinking about how to make up for the turn skip. Of course you need to think about the turn skip, idiot, because skipping a turn is stupid. It is a bad idea, and well, not in the first 3 turns, but the 5th turn is really important. That's why you couple the Infinite with the stuff like Sunspot if you are going to play the Infinite from hand. But this is why you don't know anything about the game, because you don't want to play Infinite from hand. What you wanna do is cheat Infinite out, brother. You cheat Infinite with Hela, you cheat Infinite with Ghost Rider, you cheat Infinite with Lovejo, you cheat Infinite with Dracula. This is what you wanna do with Infinite, not play him because his restriction is what makes him bullshit. Infinite will be way more balanced with 19 power. Cards like Jubilee can summon the Infinite, or Jubilee is another one. Well, disregarding its card text, Ghost Rider can also get it down if you are able to discard it as a 6-cost 20 power card. The Infinite provides a massive boost through these ways. Nerfing its power to 17 or 18 would make it less valuable to abuse its suppressive combos. No, brother, don't do anything to Infinite, Second Dinner. Don't listen to this person. They don't know shit. She-Hulk. Oh! Hey, this is a good one. This is a good one. She-Hulk. Finally one that we can kinda of agree. I don't know if she needs a nerf per se, but she's a cool strong card, right? She's strong. We can agree that She-Hulk is really strong. If you wanted to adjust She-Hulk, what would you do to She-Hulk? That cost reduction effects don't stack. That is the worst you can do to her. So Wave doesn't stack with She-Hulk, for example. That is one thing you could do to She-Hulk. But don't nerf the power nor the ability. Just nerf the stacking of mana or energy. Sorry, I have stocked the mana because of the hard Sundays. Of energy, and you will be fine. You will be cool. But this is the first card that it is a somewhat strong card, you know. The Infinite. Oh, this is the Infinite again. Also, if you have She-Hulk, with She-Hulk, skipping a turn will make it the cheapest 10 power unit in the game. Its effect reads, cost 1 less for each unspent energy last turn. By playing it on turn 6, assuming that you did not play any card on turn 5, you'll have a 1 cost 10 power unit. But you did have to skip a turn, which could pay the way for a 5 cost or 4 cost finisher in the same turn. Yes, you have for example, the She-Hulk Taskmaster combo on the last turn. That is a really strong combo if you played Shuri before. That is one of the strongest combo right now in the game, that is destroying the ladder. You play Shuri on the 4th turn, you skip the 5th turn, and on the 6th turn you play She-Hulk Taskmaster, and you play 40 power out of nowhere. You know, it is really strong. Also, if you have She-Hulk in your hand as early as turn 3, you can already summon it on turn 4 by skipping the previous turn. She-Hulk is a flexible, massive power source with applications in the middle late game as well. Nerfing its cost to 7 or cutting its power to 8 or 9 seems like a balanced proposition. Again, I believe that this is the first card that makes sense. She-Hulk is strong, but I don't know if we need to go this far. Please nerf the stacking of energy, and if that makes her still watching, then you can look at other stuff, you know. And on the turn 6 you get arrow and win only one location with 40 power in my experience. Arrow? What the fuck is arrow? Negative is fine, draw dependent. Exactly, Mr. Negative is fine. Mr. Negative used to be a 4-4 or a 4-2 or something like that, and they nerfed it 3 times. First to a 4-1 and or a 4-2, then a 4-0, and now a 4-1. Ah, Aero, yes, of course. Aero fucks you over, brother. Aero fucks you over. Aero should be the first card in here, brother. And I don't even know what we need to do with Aero, because people would play Aero still if she was a 2 power or 0 power, because you play Aero for the ability, not for the power. If you take priority in 2 lanes, you play Aero on the 3rd lane and you win the game. It doesn't matter the points. The ability is what matters. So Mr. Negative is fine. He was already nerfed a bunch of times. He's really draw dependent. You have to revolve your entire strategy in your deck around Mr. Negative. You have even to change your mentality around the snap and retreat mechanic, because Mr. Negative decks play differently in terms of snapping and retreating. You go for small losses of 1 cube because you didn't draw your Mr. Negative, but when you do draw him, you go for the big 8 cube wins. So you have a high, a low win rate, but a high cube rate. So it is a hard card to play. It is a hard card to pull off. It is draw dependent. It isn't that powerful, and that is why you don't see Mr. Negative decks dominating the ladder. They are cool, they are fun, and they can be really strong, but not as this person might make you believe. Let's see what they say on the reasoning, you know. Mr. Negative has one of the most game-changing effects in all of Marvel Snap. It has the ability that reads or reveals swap the power and cost of all cards in your deck. This effect may seem like a gamble, but it can definitely change the tide of the game in an instant, making it almost impossible for your opponent to predict which cards you will use later in the game. The effect is too powerful for this stat line. Nerfing it to 5 energy or its power to -2 would make things fairer for players going up against it. 5 energy would completely kill the card. I can see him working if you take it down to -2 power. You don't care about the power in Mr. Negative. But taking it to 5 energy would just completely kill the card. It would be stupid, useless, because now you only have 1 turn to pull your combo, and if you ramp, you only have 2 turns. One of the reasons Mr. Negative can be viable is because you can ramp it to play him on the 3rd turn, and that is when he's good, because even being played on the 4th turn, he isn't that good. Dracula. So I uploaded a video talking about Dracula because some time ago a lot of people were saying that Dracula was broken in the Reddit. So this is the second card that kinda makes sense. Of course, if you watch the video where I talk about Dracula, I believe Dracula is completely fine. I don't think they should change Dracula. The reason behind a lot of people saying that Dracula should be nerfed is because they say that Dracula has no counter. You can't interact with Dracula in any way. You just have to see Dracula doing whatever he wants. I believe that is not true, because you can decide to not play in the Dracula lane. You can give bullshit to the opponent with different type of cards, like Maximus, the rocks for Korg, Rock Slide, the bullshit from Black Widow. Yes, these are suboptimal plays, but there are cards that interact with ability. And in my opinion, the best of them is Magneto. Magneto can move Dracula and surprise the opponent because you can move it out of the lane where they were planning to play to have the big power with Dracula. Magneto, in my opinion, is the thing that disrupts Dracula the most. Aside from that, Dracula has the difficulty that the opponent has to play around Dracula to be able to hit the card, because if they don't empty their hand and have only one card remaining, the card that they want, there is an RNG effect for Dracula, so you could discard bullshit, and I have lost a lot of games because I discarded bullshit. So in my opinion, Dracula is completely fine, but I understand that some people might find Dracula really strong. So far in this list, although I don't agree, I can see why you could nerf Dracula and She-Hulk, but the other ones are just complete bullshit. Master Mold can counter Dracula. Exactly, Master Mold can do it. Apocalypse X would be unplayable. If you nerf Dracula, probably. I met you on YouTube and I've been following the lives whenever possible. I really like your content. Keep up the good work. Hawks from Brazil. Yo, Dudu, thank you very much, brother. Thank you very much, brother. We are really close. I am in Colombia, my dude. Much love, brother. Hawks back for you, dude. You are awesome, my dude. You are awesome. Mike Vilio, Dracula is fine. They add one card to your hand and all of a sudden it's a 50-50. Exactly. Completely exactly like that, brother. Dracula is more of a late game finisher. Its ability is, at the end of the game, discard a card from your hand. This has its power. Decks with multiple 5 or 6 cost cards and high power points will have a great chance to generate an additional massive power source at the end of the game. Dracula's effect isn't really unbalanced by itself, but its low cost allows you to spend 2 more turns summoning other late game finishers, which is a bit too much. Bumping its cost to 5 would be the ideal thing to do. Leave Dracula alone. You know why people were complaining about Dracula? Because after they nerfed Sabu and Silver Surfer and MODOK was released, everyone was playing Dracula because these card decks were really popular and they were getting destroyed by Dracula and they thought, whoa, Dracula is really good. Brother, it's like a confirmation bias, or because you are seeing it too much you think that is the way, but it isn't like that, brother. It isn't like that at all. I know he's fine. I'm just playing the neutral. Oh, I know, brother. I know. Don't worry, my dude. Hobgoblin. Now this one makes me laugh. This one makes me laugh. Motherfucker, why the fuck would you nerf Hobgoblin, brother? Don't do that. And if you are going to mention a goblin, if you think that a goblin needs to be nerfed, why don't you select Green Goblin that is strictly better than Hobgoblin, brother? If you are going to say that the goblins are overpowered, at least select the Green Goblin. That everybody knows that the Green Goblin is better than Hobgoblin, brother. This is common knowledge. By the way, I am going to cite the person that shared this article with me. This article was shared to me by another streamer. He is called in Twitch Seth the Hex, brother. I recommend their stuff. It is really good. They are cool, and they recommended this deck to me, brother. This article. They recommended this article to me, and they said this: how to tell me you don't play Marvel Snap without telling me you don't play Marvel Snap? And this is the thing: saying that Hobgoblin needs a nerf is saying that you don't play this game, brother. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about, my dude. Brother, if you are going to select a goblin, that neither of them needs a nerf, by the way, but if you are going to do it because you think that the goblin is overpowered, at least select the Green Goblin, you know. Did this person play 10 games, lost all of them, and just write down cards they didn't like? That is how it feels, brother. That is how it feels. This guy is definitely just putting cards that pissing off on the list. Exactly. Oh, brother. Hobgoblin is a 5-cost negative 8 power card with the ability that reads on reveal your opponent gains control of this. This already provides a major deficit to your opponent in terms of power, and it also disrupts their strategy of where they can or should play their cards. Hobgoblin's ability and stats are unbalanced since it brings a double disadvantage to your opponent. Having it nerfed to being a 6 cost or diminishing its power to negative 6 or 7 would be ideal. Bro, this card is already a dead card. It is only played in a handful of strategies, and even in those strategies you can probably cut Hobgoblin out and it would still work out. So you don't need to nerf this. And since this is a card that is already rarely played, if you do implement these changes, like giving it a 6 cost, you would completely kill the card, brother. Completely. Nobody would play this shit. So you are just nerfing cards because you don't like it. You don't like them, brother. And yes, that was the last one. Brother, from 7 cards, we can kind of agree with 2. And still, what's the cards that we talk about at the start that should get nerfed? He didn't talk about a single one of them, brother. Where is Iceman? Where is Scorpion? Where is Sunspot? Where is Aero? Where is Cosmo? Where is Thanos? Where is Shang-Chi? Where is Armor? Armor could use a nerf because it has too much power. What are you doing, my brother? This is completely insane, brother. And I don't want to hate on the person. Let's see how the dude is called. David Yaloyo or Galoyo. Brother. No hate, brother. No hate, brother. The article could be cool if you select cards that need a nerf. Just research your stuff better before writing the deck, bro. Writing the article, my dude. And that way it will be better in the future. I also wrote articles for a living, brother. Like 3 years ago, I wrote articles for a living. I wrote the stuff about going to the gym and nutrition and stuff like that. So I understand that sometimes you wanna write something and you don't have much from where to pull off. But brother, this is just stupid. Research your stuff. This is an advice as someone that worked your stuff. Research your stuff before putting it in here, because if people know about this, they know that you are talking bullshit and they won't trust you in the future, because they will say, how can I trust what you are saying me if the other day you just talk a bunch of bullshit, you know? So yes, this is constructive criticism, my brother. Don't do this anymore. Research your stuff. These cards don't need a nerf. You didn't talk about a single one that needed a nerf, brother. This was in fact just if your purpose was to make an article that made people laugh, you succeeded, because this makes people laugh, my brother. Yes, She-Hulk is fine. She-Hulk is fine. And Dracula, you could make an argument for Dracula. She-Hulk and Dracula are the two that I understand where people are coming from with those, brother.